Okay, so we're solving equations with distribution today. And the first thing we need to do here, because it's different, we have parentheses. Let's distribute. 2 times 3x is 6x. 2 times negative 4, negative 8. So 6x minus 8. Do I need to do 2 times 16?
No.
Nah, we only do it on the one side. So 16. Now it should be easy, right? What do we do from here? What am I going to add? 8, right? Because negative 8 and positive 8 are, what's the I word? Inverses, remember? Negative 8, positive 8. They're inverses, opposites. What's negative 8 plus 8? 0. Negative 8 plus 8? 4. Negative 8 plus 8? 0. 0. Listen, right? So that means 6x plus 0. I don't need to write that. Just write 6x.
24.
No, I haven't listened to the question. What's 16 plus 8?
24.
24. All right.
Divided by 6.
The opposite of multiplied by 6 is dividing by 6. And x equals
4.
Qué fácil, ¿no?
No.
Now, let's think about the properties that we just used.
Distribution.
What was the very first property we used? Yeah. When you have 2 outside the parentheses, that was the distributive property. We distributed the 2.
And then you add.
Okay, now, let's be careful. It's a new property that we haven't talked about this year. There is a property. 1 second, just stop and listen. There is one property.
Oh! I didn't say. But that's what yeah.
There's one property that says you can add the same number to both sides of the equation. The property technically says, this is technically what it says, right? You don't need to know all this, but it says if A equals B, then A plus C equals B plus C. All it's saying is, if 2 things are equal, you can add something to both sides. In this case, it was C. What did we add to both sides this time? 8. There's a property that says you're allowed to do that, and it's called the addition property of equality. Sometimes you'll hear me call it APO for short. The addition property of equality. That just says that you can add the same number on both sides of an equation. Now, that's not just true for addition. You could also use it for subtraction, multiplication, or division. So this last step, when we divided both sides by 6, what property is that going to be? It's not distribution this time. There's no parentheses.
Divide.
It's the division property of equality. and I'm going to call it, for short, depot. The division property of a ball. So we have new properties this time. We have 4 new properties. APO, SPO, MPO, and depot. Easy stuff, right? Now, I always like to write down the steps so that I can remember when I'm not in class, like when I go home. Anytime you're solving an equation, step 1 is going to be to D, or clear the fraction. What do you think D stands for?
Distribution.
What was the first thing we did? The very first thing we did was distribute. Now we didn't have to do it this time, but step 2 is going to be to combine like terms, but we're going to do that on probably when do I see you guys next? Tuesday. No, I'll see you Monday. But we're going to do it on Wednesday. Alright, step 2 is combine like terms. Okay. Step 3, eliminate the C by doing the O. Look at what we did. The next step was we added 8 to both sides. What did we eliminate by adding 8? We eliminated the negative 8. What's the fancy name for a number that does not have a variable with it? Somebody said it.
Variable.
Eliminate the called the constant. Now I'm going to put a little something on top here. I want you guys to write it down too. If I have like 2x plus 4 equals 11. The constants are the numbers that are by themselves. So like 4 is a constant because it's all by itself. Alright? What do we call the number, or what do we call x? What is that?
Variable.
Yeah, when you have letters, that's the variable. Variable. V-A-R-I-A-B-L-E. But, well, what do you call a number that's with a variable? Ah, there it is. It's the coefficient. That's the number that's attached to the variable. So, what did we eliminate first? Did we eliminate the 6 or the 8 first? The 8. And 8 is the constant, and we did it by doing the O. What do you think O stands for? Opposite. It was negative 8, so we added positive 8. What do you think the next step is? Eliminate the constant. Well, we already eliminated the constant when we added 8 to both sides. So down here, the coefficient, right? This was step 1, step 3, because we didn't have to combine like terms. Step 4, when we divided both sides by 6, we eliminated the coefficient. By doing the opposite. So since it said 6 times x, we did 6, or we had to divide those numbers. What do you think step 5 is? What do you think that last C stands for?
Conclusion. The contra.
Challenge.
Step 5.
Challenge.
So,
Check.
We're going to check
oh,
our work.
shit.
Okay?
Wow.
So in order to check your work, I know it's kind of small, but let's squeeze it in here. We're going to keep on teaching. If they miss it, it's on you. Check the work.
Why?
Mission by a calculator.
We need to check our work. What do you mean by that? If we think that x is 4, how can we check to see what that number is? You can substitute back into the original. Here it says 2 times 3. Now instead of x, I can substitute a 4.
Oh,
Alright, look at what we're doing here. If I think that x is 4, is everything alright, guys? Is everything okay? Yes? If I think that x is 4, I can substitute that 4 where the x was in the original equation. Now this part I can type into the calculator. 2 times in parentheses 3 and then parentheses 4, blah, blah, blah. And I want to know, does that, notice the question mark, does that equal 16? Does it end up working out?
yes.
Yeah, if you do this in the calculator, you get 16. Over on this side, you have 16. So that's a match. That means we know that 4 is the right answer. So we're happy. If you have extra time on your quesitos, good idea to check your answer. How do we check again? What's the S word?
Check.
Substitute. Substitute the 4 back where the X was. Alright, let's do the next example. You can go if you want to, but I'm going to keep on teaching. And so if you miss out, you're going to have to get caught up. It's not on me. Here we go, example 2.
Andate lo que no volvamos.
Now to this, the way you're going, if you come back, I'm not taking the time to go over it again. If you're lost, then that's on you.
I missed it. I don't know how to say it.
You just type in that.
How do I put the equals?
You don't put in the equals. You do this side, see if you get 16.
Oh.
Okay? All right. What makes this problem different from the ones that we did in the Quizito? What do you notice is different this time?
Fraction.
Yeah, it's got a big old fraction, doesn't it?
Multiple.
Mm-hmm. You guys, look at the notes that we did. What was step 1? What did we say step 1 was? Distribute slash clear the fraction. So if you have a fraction like this, you can clear the fraction. And right now, what's in the bottom of the fraction?
6.
6. You can clear that out.
Multiple.
What's the opposite of dividing by 6?
Multiplication.
Multiplying by 6. So before we start this problem, you could take the 6 and multiply. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite this so that if people want to copy this, they can. Okay, so what we did was we multiplied both sides by 6. By the way, what property says I'm allowed to multiply both sides of an equation by the same number? No, that's one of the new ones. Not addition, not division. How about MPO?
Multiplication.
Because we multiplied both sides of the equation.
Multiplication property.
Equality. Good. MPO. We multiply both sides. We're allowed to do that. Okay? There is APO, SPO, MPO, and DPO. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Alright. So, I multiply both sides by 6. Fine. Now, I need to distribute, right? No, don't distribute. The reason we multiplied is because 6 in the top divided by 6 cancels out to 6 divided by 6. 1. But I don't need to write the 1 because 1 is the identity. And 1 doesn't change the problem. So I'm left with 5x plus 2. No more fraction. We cleared the fraction. We just cleared the fraction out. That's gone. Now, what is 2 times 6? 12. Observe. It's not about the answer, Shadows. It's about the process. All right, what do we do next? Subtract what, 5? Subtract 2. What property says I'm allowed to subtract 2 on both sides?
That's four.
Subtract, yeah, S. Oh, the subtraction property of equality. So here, MPO was when we multiplied both sides. SPO is when we subtract both sides. Alright, 2 minus 2 is 0. Do I need to write the 0? No. So then I have 5x equals 12 minus 2 is 10. Okay, how do I get rid of 5? Divide. What property says I'm allowed to divide both sides by 5? Depot. The division property of equality says I'm allowed to do that. So we end up with x equals I'm going to keep on teaching. Actually, I read the last machine test now. I'm going to wait till lunch. I'm glad you stayed. Glad you did. All right. By the way, how can we check our work there?
I'm X.
What's the S word? Check by, you could substitute, right? Take this 2. Substitute it up here for the x. What's 5 times 2? 10. What's 10 plus 2?
12.
12. What's 12 divided by 6?
2.
2. And that's what we wanted. Okay, so that's a good way to check the work. Alright? In your groups, I need you to try these 2 problems. Let's do this one. Example 3, you guys are going to do you try. Let's do negative 18 equals 3 times negative 4x plus 10. And then example 4. You guys will do 16 equals negative 3x minus 10 all over 2. Alright, you guys try it in your groups. I'll meet you at the finish line. Alright, Geronimo. What did you get for number 3?
14. Oh, no, 4. 4.
4?
Yeah.
4 is the correct answer. How did you get 4? Geronimo, walk us through it.
First, I'm going to try 3 times negative 4x.
What property is that?
Oh, distribute.
Okay, you distributed. Good. So we get negative 12x plus 30. Next, what'd you do, Geronimo?
I subtract.
Subtract what?
30.
Good.
30.
What property says that you can subtract both sides by 30?
That one.
What's the new ones we learned?
What is that?
Subtract the property of equality.
Good. Perfect. Subtraction, property of equality. You get negative 48 over here. Then what, Geronimo?
And then you 5.
By what?
85.
What property says you can divide both sides by negative 12?
Property of equality.
Good. So we use distribution. Then it was SPO. And then it was depot. And you end up with 4 equals X. And if you have time, then you should go back and check by doing what? What's the S word? Substituting. Nice job, Geronimo. Bien hecho, maestrito. All right, the next one. Vamos, Rivera. What did you get for example 4? You're not done yet? Oh, we got to hustle, guys. We're going to go to lunch on time. We got to finish this example and talk about a conclusion. Darlene! Don't put your calculators up yet. Darlene. Henry, sit down, bro. Sit. Darlene, what do you think? Well, what do you think the answer is? Negative what?
14.
Negative 14?
Are you sure? Are you sure? Hey, Mister, she has negative 14. Are you sure?
Negative 14 is correct. How did you get it, darling? Actually, hold on a second.
Yeah, let's give you. Yeah, right.
No, wait. Yeah. Okay, how'd you get it?
That's the pump.
You can explain it in Spanish, that's fine.
Yeah, let's speak Spanish.
What do you do first? Okay, multiply 2, both sides. What property says you're allowed to do that, Darlene? You can't go to lunch until you get this. What property says you're allowed to do it?
Ese grupo no puede ir a lunch.
Info, the multiplication property of equality. Alright, you end up, these guys cancel out because 2 divided by 2 is 1. Darlene, what do you do next? Hey! Darlene, what next? ¿Cómo? Henry, sit down. Why? Sit down, Henry.
Sit down, boy.
Henry, out. Out. Henry, out. See you. No, leave your stuff. Wait out in the hallway. See you in the chat. Plus 10. What property says I'm allowed to add 10 to both sides? Darlene? Alright, we're going to do that, but first, what property says I'm allowed to add 10 to both sides?
No.
¿Cuál propiedad dice que podemos sumar 10 en ambos lados?
Multiplication.
¿Cuál propiedad? APO, the addition property of equality. And now what, darling? ¿Se multiplica? ¿Por qué? ¿Por cuál número?
Tenemos tiempo.
¿Por cómo? Negativo 3. Dividimos por negativo 3. ¿Cuál propiedad dice que podemos dividir ambos lados? What property says we can divide both sides? Ernesto, why are you talking, dude? Division property of equality. And we end up with negative 14 equals X. Now, before you pack up, nope. We got homework. Oh, yes. That you put in your binder. Whoa. Make sure you put the calculators in the right spots. You also make sure you get the homework. Give it to your whole group.
Mucho tarea,
Mm-hmm. You need to practice, practice, practice.
Very nice.
Then the homework should be easy.
Easy for you.
Investigation proof.
I don't like homework.
See you next time.
Are you gonna take any?